Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel. Today we're taking another look at the Indiana Jones Adventure series and how to make some improvements to your Indiana Jones action figure, thanks to our friends at Gridiron Studios. Now, I'm a big fan of Hasbro's latest indie releases. You know, the removable hands as well as the extra accessories are really fantastic. But a couple of the, I guess, nitpicky criticisms I had are related to the belt that Indy is wearing as well as the pistol that he has. As the pistol is really undersized and, out of scale, and the belt is really difficult to arrange in such a way that it can actually hold his whip as intended. Now, thankfully, the fine folks over at Gridiron Studios have a couple of fixes for us. And if you're unfamiliar with Gridiron, they are a Arizona-based 3D printing company that does all kinds of stuff for, G.I. Joe, for Star Wars, and now here for Indiana Jones. And they aren't paying me to advertise this. I actually just bought this from them because I've bought from them in the past and been really happy with their products. But this new Adventure Series loadout that they have here really helps address some of the shortcomings of that latest indie release. As you can see here, we get 4 new items to come with this: a plastic torch, a resized and painted pistol, as well as a leather belt and holster, in addition to Indy's whip. And as you can see here, this new pistol is a lot beefier than the original one that we get in our Hasbro release, in addition to having a nice bit of brown paint on the handle itself. And you can see once it's in Indy's hand, there's a lot more presence there. Definitely feels like the kind of pistol that he would be using, as opposed to the much smaller scaled kind of pea shooter that we get in the original release. So I'm definitely a big fan of this upgrade. This is a real improvement, and it definitely feels like a hand cannon. The torch is also a nice little bit of engineering here, as we've got 2 pieces of 3D printed plastic that are affixed together, and it fits quite nicely in one of the alternate hands that Indy comes with. The top part of the flame, it has a little bit of like translucent plastic to it, so when light is shined, we get a little bit of an effect there. But overall, I definitely think this is something that should have come with that original Indy release. Him, in that opening scene of Raiders, it would have fit right in there. So this is a really welcome addition, and I love getting little extra accessories like this that fit in with not only, one kind of action figure, but with all kinds of different ones, different series and themes. So Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Indiana Jones, lots of crossover there. And definitely great for toy photography as well, as you get to experiment and play with lighting a little bit. Now, I think the belt here is really the biggest improvement as part of this loadout set. As you can see, it's already holding his whip really easily, as the leather has been molded in such a way that we're not relying on that kind of flimsy plastic, but we really just have a hard, kind of a fixed piece of leather that's going to hold things in place. So the belt fits pretty nicely. You can actually just cut off the old belt and then squeeze the new belt over his legs and things will fit into place. We also have a working holster there with a nice little kind of like clip to keep things closed and secure. And so this is really just a definite improvement, just in terms of look, in terms of feel. We kind of get the darker brown as opposed to the lighter brown plastic. So this is, I think, the biggest upgrade for me. And then here's just an extra shot of the pistol actually fitting into the holster if it's not in Indy's hand. It's a little bit snug in there, but I think it fits quite nicely, and the holster is able to close and kind of stay closed while it's there. So belt here is a huge improvement overall. And finally, we have our whip. You'll notice the size difference right off the bat, and the Gridiron whip also has this nice effect where it's made out of kind of this molded wire here. So the whip, that can actually curl up by itself, and you can use it kind of in that hung up position, or you can actually unfurl it and then bend that wire into the position you want for that kind of in-motion whip effect. And more than just, I think, the coloring improvements here, the whip has a really nice kind of leathery feel to it. And the fact that you can shape things really however you'd like, I think is an improvement over the plastic whip, which I kind of had some trouble with, as it kind of loops into this kind of very tight circle, really only fits one specific pose for Indy. So this being able to kind of like whip out and you could wrap it around something, pull it in, it makes a lot more opportunities when you're trying to use things for photography or a specific pose. So that is our Gridiron Studios adventure loadout. For me, as a big action figure collector, I love these kinds of upgrades and wish we could see, a higher standard when the product is originally released to kind of match this level. So if you like what you're seeing here, I can't recommend it enough. Make sure to go check out Gridiron Studios if you're interested. And if you like this video, we've got plenty more like it up on the channel here. I've got additional reviews for the Indiana Jones Adventure series, as well as other videos for Star Wars, action figure collecting, action figure customizing, so make sure to check those out as well.